So this video is going to be timely. Yield farming, doing DeFi, being an investor during red days, red weeks, red months, market crashes, during bear markets, during doom and gloom, and everyone is losing money and everyone is failing. I've just never seen it that way. And it's probably why when you shift your perspective, which I really, really hope to just share some of my thoughts. Now, this isn't a one-sided conversation. In the comments, you can either agree or disagree and let me know what you think. I'm going to start with just looking at Bitcoin because Bitcoin's kind of the biggest mover and we can just talk about it. I mean, since this morning, I think Bitcoin went under 50 and over the last hour or two, it's already bounced back almost 10, 11, 12%. Wild. Like you don't see this in any other markets. So we were down around 27, 28, almost 30% over the last couple days. And then today we bounced back 10%. And we don't know where this thing's going to go. We don't know. We could look at charts all day long and be like, okay, so this is definitely what's going to happen. It's going to go here, and then it's going to go here, then it's going to go here. And based on all this data, we're going to hit 27 and then whatever. Or, yeah, we're going to bounce back and it's going to go to 50, 60. Then we're going to hit all new time highs because the money printers are going to go on in the election and this and that. And Trump's going to get, okay, cool. I got it. I've never really seen it that way, nor do I like to stay in charts all day long trying to predict what will happen. And then right after this, we're going to get into DeFi and yield farming. Do you think, this is the only question you have to answer, do you think Bitcoin will be a 100K plus asset? Let me know in the comments. And if the answer is yes, then whether it's in the next month, in 6 months, or in 14 months, and how it gets there and what it does getting there, I'm indifferent to. That's it. So if I think Bitcoin's going to be a $140,000 plus asset, which my laddering out, all of it begins at 70. So every time Bitcoin goes up above 70, I start taking profit. I'm not worried if it goes to 25 or 16 or 10. It doesn't matter to me. In fact, I enjoy it when markets crash in the red like this, and we're going to talk about yield farming here. Because, get this, when the markets are green, and you can probably know what I'm going to say, when the markets are green, we're taking profit. The awesome thing about yield farming is if you're in a pair, let's just say, let's do this. All right, so let's say you're in a wrapped ETH USDC position, and ETH is going up in price. What is happening? Welcome, use the comments. You're getting converted into stablecoin. You're being forced to take profit. And when you take those profit and all the fees you're earning, 100%, 200%, 300%, 80%, 500%, if you're in OVN USD plus 3, 4, 500%, depending on where you're doing it, you're taking that and you're stacking it as profits. This is why people don't get ahead, because they never take profit. Ever. And when the market's correct, when they pull back, they got nothing to deploy. And this is what's really cool, is when the markets are red, you can enter liquidity pools and you're buying ETH. As the markets go down, you're getting your stablecoin converted into ETH. And so your dollar cost averaging back into the markets while earning a yield, while earning an income. And then you can take that income and you can dollar cost average into buy and holds, into your bull run bag. And I just want to bring some context into something too. I don't know if you guys remember, if you've been around, but if we go back to right here, around April, May 2021, Bitcoin went down 48% in a very short, and we're talking a couple days, like a week. 48%. This is very normal. And then a few weeks after that, it shot up to all-time highs. And then a few weeks after that, it went back down. We had some awesome buying opportunities. And half a year after that, we hit all-time highs, up to 70Ks. And now we're seeing a bit of a correction, and it bounced down to under 50. And now we're at 55. And we might be at 60 by the end of today, or we might be at 30. If we stay locked in, looking at daily, we are going to go psycho. We're going to make bad decisions, and we're going to always, when the times are bad and we should actually be acting, we're not going to do it. We're actually going to take the opposite action and wreck ourselves. And when the times are really, really good and everything is green, we'll probably take too much action, and it's like that. That's when we literally should be taking chips off the table and taking profit. And I just like a mix of yield farming because people are like, well, impermanent loss, impermanent loss. If you just hold ETH and the markets are red, you're going to lose more US dollar value than being in an ETH USDC and buying back the ETH as the market goes down, just so we know. Everyone thinks they can time the markets and they just look at, well, if you just held ETH and you sold it right at the top at the perfect moment, you would have made more money. Probably not, because you wouldn't have sold it because you're greedy and you don't take profit. In my mind, and I know I'm being a little harsh, but this message has to be heard. Let me know in the comments if this is landing. When you are yield farming, you are earning fees. The markets are going to do this. The markets are going to do what they do. We can't control that, but you're earning fees. And those fees, you can build a bull run bag. And if you have a 12-month, 24-month vision, plan, exit strategy, you're laddering out, you will make so much freaking money. Look at the RSI here. Overbought, massively overbought. And yet people still go wild, and that's when they're buying the most. And that's okay. And now we're kind of riding it down. And we're to go probably into like, hey, we're going to go into oversold. And then guess what happens after that? This thing, you can see, it oscillates. Doot, 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 doot. If like greed was at an all-time high up here. We all knew it. That's when we should be getting a little fearful. I'm not saying get out. I'm not saying don't invest. I'm not saying... No, just understand that this thing oscillates. And if we can zoom out far enough, all of this is just noise. It's just noise. Lucas, but my portfolio is down 30% overall. Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, but we just keep moving forward, because it'll be up 20%, 40%, 50%. And if we keep repeating this and not taking profit when we're up, we can't capitalize when the markets are down. Most people's problem is they are so zoomed in, so fixated on whatever the news is yelling at, and recession, recession this, recession that, stocks are down this, and they're like, oh my God. It's like, yeah, we know that. We know that. We've been talking about that for a while. And I'll just stack stables, you know me, and I lend them out when the times are green. Yes, I only make 4 or 5% right now. That's not the point. And if we get into 40s and 30s and 20s, like, I'll be celebrating. That's when I can double, triple my net worth. Much harder to double or triple your net worth when we're at all-time highs. Zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. Play the long game. We don't know where the market's going to go next. We've already seen a 10% bounce back. That's if you bought the low and you wrote it here, like if you were like, oh, some buying opportunity, you're up more than most investors are up in an entire year. If you take profit, which most people never do. Yield farming forces you to do that, and yield farming also forces you to dollar cost average into the markets. It's that simple. Sending you so much love. This is going to be a really exciting week, exciting month, and I think an exciting year to scoop up some really awesome opportunities. So let's see what happens. But I hope to be the voice of reason. In the comments, let me know what landed. And if you like this video, like it, subscribe to this channel, because, again, we want to be the voice of reason. We have a lot of cool content coming out, cool interviews, $1 million portfolio guys coming in to kind of share their experiences, share their lessons. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. With that said, I'm going to get out of here. Peace.